Welcome to episode 11 of
11,
Twins
yeah.
Talk MMA. Fight week, not only for UFC 300, but fight week for Mr. Ryan Bonus. How are you feeling? What are your thoughts? I want to treat this like a little interview.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. All the hard training's done. Still be training over the next couple of days, just getting the weight down. Do a little weight cut. I don't do a big weight cut, obviously. Like, it's only amateur, you shouldn't be doing much of a weight cut anyway. But yeah, just hungry and waiting, waiting till we get to Friday so I can weigh in, and then I can eat a little bit and then fight Saturday. I've been feeling good about it. Last fight, I wasn't really enjoying training that much. Like during the camp, I think it was because I did a marathon 5 weeks before the fight.
Mm.
I had injuries, I popped my knee 4 weeks before the marathon itself. But this time I've been really enjoying training, and I'm more motivated to win this fight because it's a rematch and he's beat me before.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it.
I got to be honest, I didn't like the last fight. You got injured. You did the marathon. After the training between the marathon and the fight, you were hobbling. You were doing just boxing in some sessions, and I was like, I don't like this. As someone that doesn't really like watching you fight anyway, I'm excited for it, obviously, but on the day I'm like, nah.
Why, do you not like it?
Not really, no. I just get bad nervous and I just don't like the feeling.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm excited for it and I know you're going to win, but it's just, I don't know. It's a weird feeling.
No, I get that.
But especially after the last time when it was just like the injuries and that, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, because I popped my knee 4 or 5 weeks before the marathon itself, and then I did the marathon, and then during the marathon I fucked my Achilles, and then yeah, it was just a struggle. But we got the win.
Did you watch the fight back? The Scottish one? The rematch?
Yeah, I've watched it a few times.
What are your thoughts on what you'd change?
Not to touch gloves.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of rounds, he went to go touch gloves and then kind of ambushed me. Because he likes to move on the back foot and circle around the cage. He doesn't throw a lot of combinations either. He likes to circle around the cage and just boom, circle, boom, circle, boom. And that's what I was expecting the first time. But he just kind of went touch gloves, went boom, boom, take down. And then on the ground, I just made silly mistakes. I was wanting to rush up back to my feet because when he took me down straight away, kind of ambushed me. I was like, right, I just need to get back to my feet. I was making mistakes. He got mount, and then I ended up giving him back. I was never in trouble with submissions. I always felt I think I'm better on the ground than him. And then when he took me down in the third as well, I was like, I heard his corner go, right, hold him down, you win this fight, because he won the first round, I clearly won the second. It was kind of like a mirror. I defended his takedown, had his back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of know what I'm expecting this time. So yeah, I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll go through the recent fight night. I just want to talk about a couple of the fights and then our picks. Who'd you have winning in the main event?
I couldn't decide. I thought Alan won the first, Curtis won the second and third. I thought Alan won the fifth, just because that barrage in the last 15 seconds, I think, secured it. I thought it was a close round anyway, but I thought... And then the fourth, I thought, was a toss-up. So I thought you could have gone either way.
I thought that fourth round...
The fourth round, I thought, was the... I think I gave it to Alan, but I wasn't, confident. It was right, I think Alan edged it. But the thing is, he did well in the takedowns. He got a lot of takedowns. which Curtis has got a high takedown defense rate. And Allen did so well at taking him down, and he's so good at getting to the back. He's so quick with it. He's so quick with passing that arm and getting to the back so quickly. And he did that repeatedly. But he didn't do a lot of damage with the takedowns. He had a lot of control. When he was on the back, he had a lot of control. But he didn't do a lot of damage with the takedowns. And I just felt Curtis did more damage on the feet during the rounds he won.
Mm.
So, yeah, I thought the first three were easy to score, but then the fourth, I edged it to Allen, and I thought 2-2 going to the fifth. And then I edged it to Allen because the last 15 seconds of barrage. But
yeah, I had the fourth to Curtis.
I could have gone either way.
Yeah, I had the fourth on to Curtis. I thought he hurt him. And a lot of time, Allen, he'll get the back and not do too much with it. And I think the fourth round where he was stood up when he had his back, and just again not doing much with it. So I thought Curtis hurting him in the fourth round, stole that round, had it through to Curtis. So
Yeah.
it's understandably a split decision. Like, it's probably 50-50 fight. You can go either way with it. I did see he had a grade 3 hamstring tear, Curtis, and that was the main reason for that barrage at the end. And was it 2 weeks? Was it 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, it was on short notice as well. The thing is, on that fifth, Curtis was. I know Curtis likes to stay up on his feet. He just likes to box. He rarely kicks. He just wants to box. He does not want to go at the ground. He barely kicks. He just wants to box. But there was a lot of times where he defended Allen's takedowns, and he could have stayed on top and landed damage on top instead of letting Allen get up to give him a chance to take him down again, or Allen land strikes. There's a few times on the fifth where, Curtis just stood up and was like, no, come on, we're standing up.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked him to just get on top,
follow him down,
and throw some damage, because he could have easily won that round, and that would have won him the fight. I think I don't remember fully the full scorecards, but I would have gave him that fifth if he just. I know Allen's dangerous on the ground, and obviously Curtis just wants to stay on the feet, but I would have liked for him to just have some control and took some damage on the top when those chances prevented themselves.
Yeah, and with it being 1-1, I wouldn't mind seeing it again, especially that one being a split. Taking it on short notice, because it's Allen's sixth, isn't he? Around there. And a lot of the top contenders, they're matched up, other than Strickland and Costa, but that should be the fight next.
I think they should just rebook Vittori and Allen. Allen got the win, even though it was close, but Allen got the win. I'm not clamouring for a third fight if it happens down the line, if they're similar rankings, but I don't think that should be next. I think you should just rebook Allen Vittori. I don't think Allen. I don't know why Allen was calling Duplessis out like he has any chance to get a title shot next.
You call for the chant, everyone does it, don't they?
Yeah, but he's not moving up with that performance against a 12 rank. I always give some leeway because he was there for the dance. He did the work. He made the way in. Vittori obviously pulled out. Not probably I can't remember, but injury, not his fault. I'm not blaming him, but I'm just saying. I always give the benefit of the doubt. I like to see people progress. If someone
you don't want to hurt people's
feelings. If their opponent's pulled out, I like to see them progress if they get a win. But it was against a 12 round. It wasn't a clear win. I just said book him against Vittori again.
Yeah, that works. I like to see it. You had a Curtis winning, didn't you? On your pick.
Yeah,
I lied, Allen.
I say we quickly go through the picks because I do want to. Because we're going to go through every fight UFC 300.
Yeah, before we go through the picks, shout out to Rory. He found a mistake in the picks, so you got to go one less on mine.
What, last week?
It was like a couple of weeks ago. So I'm an honest man.
UFC Vegas 4-2. I'm guessing you only got
It might have been 2-3 weeks ago, but just pick us one less pick. We'll go through it after.
Okay.
But this card, I picked Hernandez. He lost. I don't know why one judge had him winning, but yeah, he lost. And then you had the great fight with Morgan and Sharir.
I thought that was a very good fight.
Mm.
I thought it was very technical from both. Like, they're both still fairly new in the UFC, I believe. I know Shea made his debut last year in September. I think his opponents had a few fights, but they were both, like, the scrambles were on point. There was a point in the fifth round where Morgan, his opponent was landing big shots, and Morgan just ducked, went for the takedown, went
Oh
flew to his
yeah.
back.
Yeah, the last round.
They were both very high level. I picked Shea. I thought he did lose though. It was close though, but I thought he won the second. I can't remember now, but I had him losing 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what about the Hernandez Jackson fight? Do you have Hernandez as well?
Yeah, I picked Hernandez. I picked Shea. And then I picked Ignacio. By the way, how does that guy make 155? He's 6'3",
He's
and he's not
thick.
even like, huh?
He's thick.
I know he's not even lanky. He's a thick boy. And I'm like, how have you made 155?
Should just match him with Jalen Turner and see what the fuck happens.
But it looks good. Like, he's a very high level kickboxer, and
So I
that head
thought
kick was just on point.
Jagos did well. From being, I think he was like 5'8" or something. Like, it was quite a lot shorter. I thought he did well, covering the distance, getting in close, but nasty head kick. Absolute nasty head kick. He was landing the body kicks. Thought the first round, and then when he threw the head kick, Gyagos blocked low and hit him.
Yeah.
Good night. I picked Gyagos, so I got that wrong.
Oh, did you not pick Ignacio?
Nope.
Right. And then the fifth, I picked Trevor Peak.
Yeah, me too.
I
had his last fight in my head with a hammer fist with a crazy striking. But no.
On Verdict, it only has 5 fights on.
Yeah, it was only 5 fights we picked up, wasn't it?
I remember picking Walter Walker.
Oh yeah. But did we
lost?
Did we both pick Walker's brother?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he did not look good. I watched that fight live, and he didn't look good. I was quite surprised. Here it's Walker's brother, and you're thinking, okay, bit of a crazy striking affair, but he's just this Russian grappler. You got tired pretty quick.
Just because it's Walker's brother, he's got a few knockouts. I think his last few fights were all knockouts.
But yeah, I'm not.
How many did you get right?
1. Oh no.
Yeah, me too. 1-1.
Not a good week, but we definitely won't get one this weekend, will we?
I fucking hope not. We've got 13 fights to pick.
Yeah. How struggled have you been with picking these? Because I've struggled.
That was just not. That was just not good English, was it? How struggled have you been? That doesn't sound right. I've been going back and forth all day. Like, I went through my picks and changed a couple like an hour ago. I just keep going back and forth on them.
Well,
I say we start from the top and work ourselves way down.
Oh, you want to start with the main event? Okay, I'll start with the main event. Pereira Hill.
Yeah, I know people were like, oh, this is not UFC 300 main event. This isn't McGregor. This isn't Izzy DDP. But this fight is insane. Just if it wasn't 300, everyone should be excited for this fight. This fight is insane. It's a 50-50 fight for me. Like, it's one I've been going back and forth with. Pereira coming off the win against Yuri, knocking everyone out. Jamal Hill coming off the win against Glover. Didn't finish Glover, but dominated him, and he's knocking everyone out. There is, it's you don't want to jinx it, but it's like, no way this is going to a decision. I feel like these two are just going to stand up. They're both snipers as well. They're not like big brawlers. They're both snipers as well, and I just can't wait for it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a 50-50 fight. I am favouring Pereira quite a lot. Unless Hill can grapple quite a bit in the early rounds, but I think on the feet, Pereira outclasses him. I think he's going to do a lot of damage with the leg kicks. I think Hill's going to really struggle with the leg kicks. And I can see Pereira finishing him in the first two.
See, that's the problem I was thinking with the leg kicks. Hill can be a bit, because he does usually just use his hands. He's got a sneaky rear head kick, which he was landing on Glover like constantly. But he can be quite heavy on that lead leg. And also his Achilles injury, like, I hope he's 100%, but there is a chance. It's only 8 months after a ruptured Achilles. Obviously, he's been at the PI, which they've got all the best shit. They've got all the best shit.
All the best shit.
They've all got the best shit. But, like, because of he could have just been like, right, it's UFC 300. I get pay-per-view points. It's the main event, UFC 300, title fight. Let's just take it now. I'm not 100%, but I can still knock him out. He could be thinking like that. Hopefully he's 100%, but that does worry me for Hill. Especially when Pereira, he's so good at them calf kicks. You can't read them. But Hill is a sniper with those hands. Like, people have been doubting him. Like you just said, you clearly think it's going to be Pereira.
Not clearly, but
I'm leaning towards Hill.
Go for it.
I think Hill can catch him. Like, we've seen Pereira get finished by Izzy. Hill, obviously, apart from Glover, I think he's knocked out everyone else. He had that submission loss to Paul Craig. But the way he knocked out Walker, hit him on the forehead and just put him out before he fell. Knocked out Jimmy Crute with like one punch. He's such a sniper with us. He's so fast as well. But then all those on the other hand, like, that's what I mean. It's a 50-50 fight for me. I feel like if they fight 10 times, they'll both knock each other out 5 times each. But I don't know, I'm just leaning towards Hill. I might have a different answer tomorrow. Yeah. But I'm leaning towards Hill.
Is that your official pick?
Yeah, my official pick is Hill.
Yeah. No, I just think Pereira's a lot more technical on the feet. I think Hill's powerful, but I just think Pereira's got that edge, and I think he gets it done.
I think Hill's a lot better than people think,
and I think the leg kicks are really gonna be an absolute worry
that is a worry
for Hill.
That is a worry.
But
I do feel like he's been thinking about that. He must have a good defense for it. But like Pereira's got a good, like, every light heavyweight Pereira's fought, Glover's fought them beforehand. Glover fought Jan, Pereira fought Jan. Glover fought Yuri, Alex fought Yuri, and now with Jamal Hill. So he's got the perfect coach. Obviously, how high level Glover is anyway. He's fought all his opponents, so it's the perfect coach for him to get him ready.
You said
so it's like, but I don't know. I just feel like Hill might catch him.
Yeah, you said about he's known about the leg kicks for a while. He must have a game plan for them. No one else has. Not even Izzy. Yeah. Izzy in the second fight was even worse off with the leg kicks in the first MMA fight. So I don't think, is there a defense for them? Like, you've got to be that switched on and that quick when he doesn't even telegraph them.
Yeah, he's so fucking good with them.
He doesn't even show that he's kicking you, really. Yeah, I don't think his footwork's not the best. Hills, so yeah, I've gone Pereira for first or second round knockout. But it's good. Difference in picks.
Like this 300, like, people have been saying, it could have been better. What do you mean it could have been better? The card is stacked. I've seen a stat. All the champions in the UFC ever, every person who's ever been champion, 10% of those champions are on this card.
I saw that, and I'm just how I don't get how that works. So just
right. Well, if you count all the champions,
but surely not though.
And you work out 10% of them.
Because how many champions are on this card? 13?
12, I think.
So
What, do you think
it's-
there's been more than 120 UFC champions?
it feels like it.
No.
Do you know what I think? I don't know, just 10% seems like a big number.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fucking champions on this card. Like, the card's stacked.
But this
You've
main
got
event,
Yuri Jakic and Sterling Cater and Figgy Cody on the prelims.
well, this main event it will be a better fight than Jones Stipe or Brock Lesnar, whoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all these mad fights that people want to see. So I'm happy
this
with
is
it.
an insane fight. And
Yeah.
then the co-main, Zhang Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. I think Zhang is a big favourite, and understandable why. She is just, every time she fights, she just looks like a different level. Like, she got beat, who she beat? Jessica Andrade for the title. Lost against Rose twice. Beat Joanna. And then, who was the last fight? Cara Esparza. Every fight, she even, she loses. She lost against Rose, knockout first round. Next fight, she arguably won that. Split decision to Rose. Just every fight she gets better, and I just think we're going to see a different level of Zhang Weili again this time. Zhang Yaonan's on a 2-fight win streak.
It's
Obviously,
not a
she
title
knocked out
challenge
Jessica
win streak.
Andrade, but I feel like this is a fairly easy win for Zhang. Not like easy, but I think it's clearly going to be a Zhang Weili winner.
Yeah, I think she finishes Yan. I think she's just too good. I think it's one of them title fights where you're sort of making the fight just to make it, just to give the champion challenges, like Volk, Zombie, and other fighters like that. Yeah, I think she outclasses her and finishes her. And I think she wants to finish. The decision win against Lemos, it was dominating, but it was a little underwhelming for her. I know the strike difference was mad, but I just think that she'll want to finish because
Yeah, I do.
there's bigger fights like the 125-pound belt and things like that. So I think she'll want to finish, and I think she gets it.
Yeah, I know Zhao Nan's coming off that knockout win against Andrade. Before that, she beat Mackenzie Dern, and then she lost to, I don't know if they're just, because they're both from China, they're making this fight. I know she deserves it. She's at the top of the rankings, but yeah, I just
It's a
think
2-fight win streak.
I just think there's going to be a dominant performance by Zhang Weili.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Zhang will have moments in this fight, but I do think Zhang will finish it within the 5 rounds.
Right, third fight, BMF title, Gaethje versus Holloway. I'm assuming you watched Poirier Holloway to help your prediction.
Probably, yeah. I thought you were getting confused there.
No.
Yeah, I think this is the people's main event, which is no disrespect to Hill, Pereira. I think this is the main fight everyone's most excited for. The fight apart from this for me is Charles Sarukian, but this is the fight that everyone was like this is the fight. I'm so excited to make this. Obviously, there was some people saying oh, Gaethje should have waited for his title shot. Holloway should have waited for his title shot. But this is just one of those fights where, this is fight of the year written all over it. Gaethje is looking so good recently against Poirier and Fiziev. He's hit his fight against Oliveira. He was making mistakes where he was winging shots. He gets like that sometimes. Whereas the past couple of fights, it just looks a bit more measured, looks a bit more calculated. And then Holloway, when I think about Holloway, you think about that third Volkanovski fight. But apart from them, he's smashing everybody. And he's looking big too. I don't think this is going to be like Holloway against Poirier, where
No.
you could tell Holloway wasn't big for the weight class. I think he's fitted in this weight class. Yeah, this has got fight of the year written all over it. I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, well, I had the Yair fight in mind as well, because the Yair was touch and go at times. That was a bit of a close one.
Mm.
I was I was still really struggling to make a pick. I don't know if that's me wanting Holloway to win, because he's been on a tough time in the last few years with the Volk fights. I think Holloway might have the edge with the boxing. And maybe the power disadvantage might not be as big as the Poirier fight, with him being a bit bigger this time. And even though Gaethje knocked out Poirier, I do think I do think he is the better boxer. So I think Poirier will do it. Holloway will do it.
I'm leaning towards Holloway, but again, there's a lot of these fights on this card where I'm 50-50. Obviously, the leg kicks with Gaethje, his hip dexterity, even when he's so close, like clinching, he can throw those leg kicks. I think they're going to be a big problem for Holloway. But Holloway, I just think the volume is going to be a little bit too much for Gaethje at times. So Gaethje's got the power. Oh, now I'm even going back and forth on who to pick. I'm leaning towards Holloway, but it's one of those where it's not a confident pick. I just can't wait to see this fucking fight.
There's not a lot of
I do
confident
think
picks.
it's going to be a war. I don't think it's going to be an early finish. There could be a finish in the later rounds from either one of them, to be fair. More likely a finish from Gaethje. But this is just going to be a war. And I just can't wait for it.
Does Gaethje use his wrestling? Because every fight he's got this. It's the biggest myth in MMA that he's got this amazing American wrestling, but he's never ever used it other than that one takedown late on against Vasiev.
Yeah, I think it was right at the end, wasn't it? It was like, yeah, there's your wrestling.
Yeah,
No, I don't see him wrestling. He might do it a little bit in the later rounds or like the end of rounds, but I could just see this being a stand-up war.
I think he'd want it to be a fight of the year, Gaethje, with it being BMF UFC 300, 5 rounds against Holloway, a guy that probably is not going to hurt him too much. He might get a TKO in the later rounds, doctor stoppage things, but he's probably going in there confident that he's not going to get hurt badly.
Yeah, I just think. Yeah, well, Holloway did knock out Zombie.
But that was Zombie just going, kill or be killed.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't see
yeah.
Gaethje making those same mistakes. Yeah, it's a toss-up for me. I think obviously Gaethje more with the power, Holloway more with the volume. But I'm just leaning slightly towards Holloway. But I just can't wait for that fight. Obviously, that's like the main fight on everyone's minds.
As Andrade Rodriguez,
the
okay.
but the fight before that, Oliveira Sarukian, is the most fight I'm excited for. Obviously, apart from the BMF title. Obviously, Islam needs an opponent, and these two fights. Obviously, Poirier's in the mix. I don't think Poirier deserves it, but obviously, if these two are fighting and it can't make for June, you look at that like Poirier deserves the title shot. No, he doesn't.
Why not?
Because he's on a one-fight win streak. Gaethje knocked him out. If he gets a title shot before Gaethje, that doesn't make sense, especially if Gaethje wins.
Sometimes you have to appreciate and gift legends of the sport.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like upset if Poirier get the title shot, but he doesn't deserve it. You got Oliveira, who missed his title shot from injury, and then if he gets a win as well, Sarukian, who's on a streak. But there's big implications in the lightweight division for this weekend. We've both picked Holloway, yeah?
Well, I might change my mind now. I know your pick. No, Holloway decision. I'll stick with Holloway decision.
Yeah. Well, Oliveira Sarukian, I can't wait for this fight. Because you got Oliveira who comes out to kill. He comes out to kill from the very first second. And he just, he's coming off the finish against Beneil. People were doubting Oliveira in that fight. people were like, "Oh, this is Beneil's time,"
Mm.
and he just came straight at Beneil. Beneil did go to the ground with him because everyone in the past, when they've knocked Charles down, Beneil didn't knock Charles down. When they've knocked Charles down, they didn't want to follow up and take him to the ground. Beneil did, and I feel like not only Zaruku will follow him to the ground, Zaruku might take him down as well, and just be willing to take him to the ground.
Well,
And
Islam
that's
did.
what makes this fight so interesting. Zarukin's very fucking good. He's had 2 losses in the UFC. First one against Islam on his debut. Fought Makhachev on his debut, short notice, and lost a close decision. And then that fight against Gamrot is one of the highest levels of MMA you'll ever see. That fight, and that he lost that with a close decision. He's coming off the knockout against Beneil. He looks very fucking good. This one again, I've been going back and forth on it because Oliveira is a killer and he always looks for the finish, and he usually always gets the finish. And he's got the finish against very high level guys: Poirier, Gaethje, Chandler, Dariush. But then Sarukin's looking so fucking good, and he's good everywhere. And I think he's willing to take Charles down and hurt him on the ground. He's also got stand up as well, but I'm just saying he's good everywhere. I can't wait for this fight.
Yeah, I've gone with Oliveira, but I feel like every fight is 50-50 more or less. Other than the co-main, it's just you could pick anyone, make an argument for anyone, and no one would look at you twice. I just think this is a different stage for Arman, and I can see Oliveira going out there in the first round and getting a finish. I think if it goes in the second and third round, I think Arman takes over, and I don't think he's scared to take him down. I can see him taking down and beating him there comfortably, but I'm probably just hoping. I'm hoping that Oliveira gets the finish, because I don't think he should have really fought Arman. I think the Dariush fight wasn't even needed because of what he did in the past 15 months before that. Yeah, I'm hoping Oliveira gets the finish in the first.
Yeah, but like even on the ground, if Tazrin gets him down, Oliveira's so fucking dangerous on the ground as well.
And Arman's
They're
never had
both dangerous everywhere.
a stand-up finish before Dariush, has he? He's only TKO'd people on the ground.
Not to my knowledge, no.
You might have a bit of not overconfidence, but overconfidence. Like when you get your first finish on the feet, you might think you can strike Oliveira, and that's a dangerous game. He's got to get him against the cage, go for the takedown very quickly.
Yeah, when I first made my picks, I did pick Sarukin. I just thought he might get the decision win. I thought he might be more controlling of Charles Oliveira's attacks. But about an hour or two ago, when I went over them again, I went with Charles. I was watching his fight, and he's just so fucking dangerous.
You can't watch Charles fights before prediction. Because you're just going to pick him.
Charles. Like, it's just so dangerous. Like, he can finish you anywhere. So I'll go with Charles. I think he'll get the finish.
I wanted more of a difference in picks.
Well, I think we've got one difference in the main event so far, haven't we?
Well, you skipped Bo Nickel Brummage because Oliveira opens up.
That's the opener.
I thought Oliveira opens.
No, Bo Nickel's opening.
Okay.
And obviously the biggest favourite on the card by a landslide, Bo Nickel. He's looking very fucking good. Obviously there's a lot of hype behind him. There was a lot of complaining about him being on the main card, and I don't care that much. We're all going to watch the fights. I'm going to still watch every fight. It doesn't matter where they're on the card, but I know there's a lot of hype around him. We aren't American, so I guess he's a very high level wrestler, and I guess they really want to push him. And I just think this is another. I think it's a step up an opponent with Cody Brundage.
He's got a few
But I think
finishes at
this is
middleweight.
like another one where, okay, but this is another fight for Bo Nickel to shine on a big stage. Brundage is coming on. He had that slam. You know that fight now where there were 2 slams? It was Cody Brundage, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, he's coming off 2 wins by knockout. But yeah, I just think this is going to be another
Yeah, I've seen people
occasion
try
for
and
Bo
be.
Nickel to shine.
I've seen people try and be different and go, "Oh yeah, Brummage, look at his finishes. He's got a bit of a finisher at middleweight. He's be a problem." Bo Nickel's not going to be in a position to get slammed on his head.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I was
you
just
think Bo Nickel's going to be have any time on his back until he fights like a Chimaev, and even then you don't know. Yeah, I think Bo Nickel gets a first round finish. I still don't like
yeah,
his striking. I think the last guy knocked out. I didn't. He should have never fought in the UFC anyway. But I think this time he gets it done. I think when he gets towards top 15, I might pick the opposite of that. But I'm going to pick Bo Nickel for this one.
yeah. I'll go with Bo Nickel as well. I think it's
Well,
going to be a clear win for him.
we're starting with a prelim headliner.
Yeah. Like this, I mean, stacked. Yuri, Prohaska, and Rakic on the prelims.
Mm.
Obviously, Yuri coming off that loss against Pereira back in November. This is Rakic's first fight since he injured his knee. It's like 2 years ago now against Jan. And I think I picked Rakic as a end of year champ for that year. I'm not too sure. But I've always been high on Rakic. I think he's very fucking good. I think he's good everywhere. And he's huge for the weight class as well. Like he could easily be fighting at heavyweight.
I think he walks on 240.
Yeah, it's huge. I think this is a difficult fight for Yuri. And this is another one. I think I changed my pick a couple hours ago. I think it's a difficult fight for Yuri. I think Yuri does tend to make mistakes where Rakic can capitalise. But Yuri is so dangerous as well. And I feel like there's, ring rust could be a factor in this. Yeah, I think this is another toss-up as well.
Do you want to hear my pick first before you decide?
No, I went with Yuri. Leading up to it, I picked Rakic.
Brilliant.
But then, like an hour or two ago, I picked Yuri.
Yeah.
I just can't change my mind.
I've always gone with Rakic for this fight. I thought he was winning the Yan fight quite comfortably. And I think coming off the knockout loss for Yuri, he's gonna. And he fights a bit awkward as well, doesn't he? He can always get caught, Yuri. And he didn't fight the highest of competition pre-Alex, did he? To my knowledge. Like, there was the Reyes knockout there, but he didn't have, like, a lot of high-level, like, heavyweight fights. He sort of got shoved into it. But I think Rakic can get it done. I think he finishes him. I'm hoping he wants to get a great performance. I'm hoping he's not nervous about his knee. I'm hoping he kicks him straight away to get rid of them cobwebs. I've gone with Rakic.
Yeah, I kind of want to change my pick to Rakic now.
You can't now.
I'll keep Yuri, but yeah, I feel like I should go with Rakic.
Well, you've done it now.
I'll keep Yuri. Just fuck it.
Yeah, because you'll want to change it every day leading up to 300 anyway.
Yeah, like I said, I keep going back and forth with these picks. I go with this next one, Cater and Sterling.
Yeah, I think
obviously Sterling coming off the loss to Sean O'Malley, moving up to featherweight, which I think is the right call. He's never missed weight, so it's never been a problem. But he is big for the weight class. He's always said it's a struggle. And I think this is a good first fight at featherweight because I was even debating Holloway Sterling, but obviously that wasn't the right fight to make. I think it's a good fight for either of them. It's a striker versus grappler. I think Sterling's striking isn't. It's better than I guess what you think it is, but it's still a bit sloppy at times. It's a bit unpredictable. And then Cater's boxing is so crisp. But then Sterling, he's so good at taking you down and that back control. I think this is it's going to be a tough fight for Sterling, but I'm leaning towards Sterling. I think he'll get the decision. I think he will struggle at times on the feet, but I think he'll take Keita down and control him.
Yeah, I had no idea about this fight, I was really struggling to pick this fight. And we haven't really seen Keita. I know he hasn't really fought the opponents, but we haven't really seen Keita get out grappled, really, have we? I know he's fought
No.
Allen, Emmett, Holloway. He's not fought grapplers, really, and you're not too sure how Sterling's going to translate to bigger guys. I've picked Sterling more because I want him to get a win. I think he's one of the most overhated fighters on the roster.
Yeah, I like Sterling.
And I just think he's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. He is exciting. I don't know why everyone seems to dislike him.
Just ever since the yarn, and it's just
Yeah,
been downhill since then.
but I think he gets it done. I've picked a lot of decisions on this card, which let's hope they're not. I don't know why I picked a lot of decisions, but I have. Yeah, and the knee injury, fighting a wrestler, is going to be a bit nerve-wracking for Keita. So yeah, still in decision.
Yeah, and then the next fight, the UFC debut of Kayla Harrison versus Holly Holm. And I think the big question about this fight is Kayla Harrison hasn't even fought 145 in recent times. When she was at PFL, she always fought at 155. And now she isn't even fighting at 145 this time. She skipped right past that and went to 135. And she is fucking big. Like, she's huge. Like, it's like, how is she going to make 135? She's not young either. Like,
Yeah.
she's not like old, but I think she's like 32, 33, something like that. Yeah, 33. But yeah, she hasn't. All the fights have been usually 155, so make her 135. She is a professional. I think she will make it, but it's not gonna feel good, is it? And you can imagine it'll affect her performance.
Yeah, I think she's gonna really struggle. We haven't seen a pullout or a fight get cancelled so far, and a lot of people are thinking we could get one this time because she hit a 135er. Think about some of the small 135ers that we've seen, and she's gonna really struggle. I think either way, Holly Holm's gonna get the win. Holly Holm's just too good, too experienced. Her grappling and the ground game has massively improved over the last few years. And it's not like Kayla Harrison's this unbeatable, dominant champion. She's been dominant in the past, but she has got a loss in her record.
She lost against Ketcho, however you say it, like a year and a half ago. Yeah, I've been going back and forth with this because it's like if Kayla can get it down, a striker's not too great, but obviously her background's in judo, and if she can get Holly Holm down, it's going to be an issue. But the UFC and the PFL, the level of the fighters are just totally different. Like when you look at Kayla Harrison's record, unless you're like a huge die-hard MMA fan, you will barely know the names on that record. And even though Holly Holm's like she's like 43 now, and she's still at the top.
Well, she's still at the top of a very slim division, but yeah.
Yeah, I just think Holly Holm's going to be. Her footwork's going to be too much. Her striking's going to be too much. It could be like a Rousey Holm fight where it's just like Holly Holm defends it and just picks her up from range. Picks her off from range.
I think that's exactly.
I could see Holly Holm just keep picking her off. I think this is like going to be a big come out fight for Kayla Harrison, but I just think she's going to have a tough weight cut and then just get picked apart by Holly Holm.
Yeah, I can see Holm getting a finish. Or quite a dominant decision. especially in the second and third round. But yeah, it's going to be very hard to take down or even get close to someone like Holly Holm. Even if this was like someone high level at that weight, even a Nunes in the past, it might be a little bit easier to close the distance. But Holly Holm, it's going to be very difficult just to even get inside. So yeah, I've gone with Holly Holm.
Next fight, Sadiq Youssef, Diego Lopez. Obviously, Diego Lopez came into the UFC on a short notice fight against Mozart Evliov, and he looked very fucking good. The odds for him to win that were insane because Mozart Evliov was just on a streak and no one wanted to fight him. He had Diego Lopez, first fight in the UFC against Evliov, and he looked very fucking good. And then since then, he's had 2 first-round finishes. There's a lot of hype on Diego Lopez, and there's a reason why, because he's very fucking good. I think he's coach to Grasso. All right.
What, coaches or teammates?
Yeah, it's coach to Grasso.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
that's right.
I know I
But
thought they're teammates, but yeah.
no, I've seen he's been in the corner and stuff. But he's very high level. But then on the other side, Sadiq Youssef, I do rate him very highly. He's obviously coming off that loss against Barboza.
Great
He
fight though.
did nearly finish Barboza in the first round, and then Barboza ended up just taking over. But Yusuf's only lost against the best, like Barboza and Arnold Allen. And he's beat a lot of good guys. Again, this is a toss-up for me. The odds are in Diego Lopez's favour, and I think a lot of that is because of the hype behind him. But I've leaned it. I've gone with Yusuf. I think he'll take this one.
I thought this was definitely the one where there'll be a difference in picks. I've gone with a Youssef first round finish. I just got the Barboza fight in my head, and I thought it looked very, very good. And I think it's a fight that's going to learn from his mistakes, and he's not going to get overzealous. He's not going to. He could hurt him, and I think it's going to take his time, but still get the finish. And I think he's good enough to keep it away from the ground when needed. So yeah, I've gone with Sadiq Youssef, even though he's quite a big underdog, isn't he? So I'm surprised that
Lopez is a very big favourite. This is one of those fights where you kind of forget on the card, and you're like, "Oh shit, Yusuf Diego Lopez on the card." That's how stacked this card is. And an even fucking bigger fight. I keep forgetting this fight on the card. Jalen Turner and Renato Money Moicano.
I'm so excited for this. This is going to be a first round just enjoyment. It's not going out the first round. You could coin flip who's going to get the first round finished, but I don't see it going out the first round. I really love Moicano. He's become one of the most lovable fighters in the UFC. And I think he could get it done. I just think the size difference is going to be a massive factor. I think the power difference is going to be a massive factor. And as much as I want Money Moicano to get revenge for Bobby Green, especially after that referee stoppage in Turner's knockout of Bobby Green, I'm going for Turner first round knockout.
Yeah, I think I've gone with Turner as well. I just think the size, the reach, the power. Money Moicano is very good on the ground, but he's never had a knockout win. He's never won by knockout. I think Turner will just pick him off, and yeah, I think Turner will knock him out within 3 rounds. I think Moicano's best way to win is to take him down, but Turner's very good at keeping up. And yeah, I like Moicano, but I just think this is a very difficult fight for him. I think Turner's a very difficult fight for most people in the division. I think he's had a couple of losses recently, but
did you have him winning any of those losses? I thought the Gamrot was very harsh.
Yeah, like both. I think they were both split decisions, weren't they, against Hooker and Gamrot? You could have easily went with Turner's way. Yeah, I just think Turner's going to be too much for Moicano. I think this is a very difficult fight for him, and I think he'll get the finish.
Yeah, but I'd love to see Moicano do it, but it's arguably should be welterweight versus a guy that can make featherweight. So I think the size difference is just going to be
I don't
too
know
much.
how Turner makes that weight. Did he miss weight last time? Or did he make it against Bobby Green?
Was it the Gambit? Fight. Oh,
I think he missed weight for one of the.
yeah, it might be the
I can't
Gambit
remember,
one. Yeah.
but I know it's a tough weight cut for him. But yeah, I
Hmm.
just think he's going to be too much for Turner.
Yeah. Well, the most exciting fight on the card. This should be on the main card, the main event, arguably. Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez.
Mm.
What do you think?
It's still a fun little fight. Like obviously, it's right in the. I know it's right at the start, but it's in the middle of a stacked card, and it's just kind of like, we've got like on the prelims, Figgy Garbrandt, Turner Moicano, Yusuf Lopez, Jessica
King.
Andrade, Marina Rodriguez. It's not as exciting, but it's going to be a fun little fight. Obviously, Andrade had a bad little run. I think she lost 3 in a row. Obviously, she won her last fight, finished Mackenzie Dern. And then Marina Rodriguez, like they're both at the top, aren't they? They're both high level strawweights. Obviously, Andrade has moved up and down. Yeah, this one, yeah, you're not. It's going to be a fun little fight, but you're not too excited about. But I think Marina Rodriguez will edge it. I think Andrade's got the power, but I think Rodriguez is going to be able to control her at times, and I think it's going to be a close decision win for Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think Jessica's on Andrade is on like a losing streak. Not that she's getting comfortable with losing, but you get some fighters that they just can't get a win sometimes. I know
She
she
won her
did
last
get.
fight.
I know, but she's just on quite a lot of a losing streak recently. Like before the Dern fight. Because a fight like Dern, she can get you on the ground, but the stand up is just not there. When she left Perillo. But yeah, I think Marina can get it done. I think she's shown that she's been a good fighter in the past. Lost to Lemos, only lost to good fighters. So I've got my Marina.
Have we gone with any different picks?
Yeah, a little. I'm glad you kept with Yuri because that's a bit different.
Yuri and the main event, I think, is the only different picks we've had.
Yeah.
And I think we've gone with the exact same picks for these next two as well.
Depends. Well, I've obviously gone with Bobby Green because I love
I've
Bobby
gone
Green.
with Bobby Green as well.
I think there should be a time where he fights for the BMF. I don't know how. It won't be close to rankings, but he needs some credit for what he's done in the UFC. He's one of the most exciting fighters. He's got a beautiful style. I don't know how the Philly shell works in MMA with takedowns, with leg kicks, but he somehow makes it work.
He hasn't got a Philly shell.
He fights a bit like this, doesn't he?
They're both kind of. Both hands are down. Sean Strickland's got the Philly shell.
He fights with his hands down.
It's not a Philly shell.
Okay, but he fights with his hands down. Yeah, I think Jim Miller, he's done well in the UFC, but he's on the older side now. I think Bobby Green gets a knockout win.
Yeah, this one's kind of a bit of a toss-up for me as well. I've gone with Bobby
If
Green.
it's a bit of a toss-up, then change your pick.
Nah, because I think Bobby Green's going to win. I was debating Jim Miller. Like, he's on a little streak, also a finished streak as well. Obviously, Jim Miller had to be on this card. UFC 100, UFC 200, now 300. Arguably could be in the Hall of Fame. I'm actually not sure about it. I don't think he should, in a way.
That's a bit
I don't want to be a little hater, but
Jim Miller here.
I'm not
How
sure.
should he not be in the Hall of Fame? You can't just put champions in there.
No, I do agree. I agree if you've made an impact. Well, I guess I'm making my argument bad. I do believe if you made an impact in the sport, you should be in the Hall of Fame.
Cerrone's in the Hall of Fame.
That's what I mean. I think if you've made a big impact in the UFC, you should be in the UFC Hall of Fame. You don't have to be one of the best to ever do it. If you've made a big impact in the UFC, you should be in the Hall of Fame. And I know Jim Miller has won the most fights, but I just don't think he's made that much of a huge impact to be in the Hall of Fame for just winning the most amount of fights, which is a terrible argument. I don't want to be a hater, but
it's the 100, 200, 300 for me. that the fact he's fought on them 3 massive events.
Yeah, like big credit to him. Insane, and he's on
Mm.
it, and he's had like a resurgence recently. I just think Bobby Green will be too much for him. He'll pick him off at times, and Green has that good takedown defense at times. But I won't be shocked. I won't be shocked if Miller takes it. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Green. And obviously opening the card with Figgy and Garbrandt. I think this is going to be a Figgy knockout.
Don't say that.
Cody's had a resurgence, and he's looking very good his last couple of fights. Obviously with a knockout win against Kelleher.
That's what I mean. He's looked good, but it's the
fight before that against Trevin Jones. He brought out dancing. He was fucking doing well and was dancing, showboating. It was like Cruz Garbrandt. But it's Figgy. He's got power and he's a sniper. And I just think he's going to find Cody's chin. And I think he's going to finish him.
If this was Figgy's first fight, I'd be a lot more confident with picking Cody. But that performance against Rob Font surprised me.
Yeah, he was.
I was thinking like the size. I just thought the size difference might play a factor, and he might struggle. Like he's lost Moreno a couple of times, I thought, but he looked very, very good. And it's been a while since Cody's had a very good win. Probably a Sunsao, that knockout. Because I know Brian Keller is a decent fighter, but it's not that top 10 level win, is it? But I was 50-50 on this fight. I'll go Cody.
You go with Cody?
I'll go with Cody. Just because you picked different.
Well, I was going to say, for a bit of fun, why don't we change a pick each? Because there's 13 fights. We've picked majority of the same. I'll pick one fight you have to change, and you pick one fight I have to change.
Did you go Marino or G? Yeah, he did.
We've gone exactly the same, apart from Figgy Garbrandt, the main event, and Yuri Rakic.
Well, I'm a bit surprised at your picks. I thought you would have went Armin. I thought you would have went Gaethje.
Well, that's what I mean. I went with Armin until a couple of hours ago. Gaethje out every pick I've been debating.
So you've looked at my verdict somehow.
No, I haven't.
And changed your picks, apparently.
Why would I change my pick to your picks? I'm far ahead. Do you want to do that? I change one of your picks, you change one of my picks.
Well, what pick would you change in mine?
But we can't pick Bo Nickel.
Because I'm just saying, you can't pick Jan. It's got to be one that we're 50-50 on.
Did you pick Cater?
No, I picked Sterling.
Right, well, you're picking Cater now.
No, it's got to be a fight with 50-50 on.
What fight are you 50-50 on?
You want to pick Armin?
Alright, I'll change it to Armin.
Right. I'll go... Dunno. Shall I go Gaethje?
You go Gaethje.
I want to go Gaethje.
Well, tough shit.
Right.
We need to mix it up.
Mix it up for the fans. This is just your way of getting a bigger lead.
It's not. It's because if we make the same picks, I'm 7 ahead. If we don't have different picks, you're not going to get ahead.
If Armin and Holloway win, I'm out.
Then I'm flying.
I'm out. I'll be massively unfair.
Yeah, that's all 13 fights. It was a quick run through because there's fucking 13 fights to go through.
Going for an hour.
I did want to go more into detail with some of them, but we've got to do this within a time. Another prediction I do have, though, I think McGregor Chandler will be announced this weekend, either at the press conference or a promo during the pay-per-view. I think that'll be announced this weekend.
All 26 fighters at the press conference.
They must have 2 press conferences. They can't have 26 people all on the stage at the same time.
Why not? They've done it before.
Not that many, have they?
I'm trying to think of like the Kevin Lee Kiesa
I know like they've done the big ones, like the seasonal ones, and they've done maybe they've had 3. Yeah, but I just think 26 fighters all at the same time. I thought they would do like 2 of them, 2 press conferences, do the prelims and then the main card.
Yeah, that's a lot better idea because if you got Pereira, Hill there, etc., Gaethje, Holloway, what's the point of Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez being there? No offense
Yeah,
to
there's
them.
been times where I've seen press conference where no one's been asked a question. Usually,
Yeah.
sometimes they have the one obligatory question, but then there's been times where someone hasn't been asked a question. So they should have two. But yeah, I think McGregor challenge. Obviously, Dana put out that story saying like news coming soon or something like that. I think
Mm.
it'll be announced this weekend. I think this is a perfect time to announce it.
Yeah. Do you think they're waiting for this card to announce Islam's opponent? Or another
Yeah, I don't think.
question:
Yeah,
Who do you think? If just theoretically, just in your mind that Armin, Charles, Gaethje, or Holloway get a win, who do you think would deserve it more than the other out of them all four if they get a win? Because I'll go Charles personally.
yeah, he had his fight. He got injured.
Because I
But
just think the
then
run he went on with
Gaethje,
Chandler, Poirier,
if you
Gaethje,
beat
Islam,
Poirier and Holloway back to back, yeah, Charles because he had that title shot, and
and he's
yeah,
beating Armin. Armin's a
yeah, Charles deserves it more.
and Darius,
But then
so
also it's like if Islam wants to fight in June, he's going to be ready in June. There's a lot of questions,
mm.
but yeah, I can't wait. I haven't been like I'm excited for the card, but obviously because I'm fighting on Saturday, I've been more
It's not about
focused
you,
on
you
that.
know.
But it is to me because I've been more focused on that. I'm being more like pumped than I should be, but I'm excited
Yeah,
for it.
I feel the same way. I remember the Jones fight. I was like, meh,
And I
not
feel like
meh,
on
but
Sunday, like Sunday morning, when we first watched him, I'd be like, right, I can't wait.
put in the comments how much of them 120 Lindors is Ryan going to get through on Sunday alone. I'm going to go 23.
Probably. That's
23. He's gonna put big hit in that box.
the box is big, you know.
It's 120, of course. It's big.
Yeah, yeah, it's too much. But it was a 20 quid off, 30 quid for 120 truffles. Had to be done.
Had to be
Oh,
done.
I can't wait to just start eating. I wanna start cooking a lot more. I'm gonna cook some shakshuka eggs.
The fuck are they?
It's like peppers and onions and tomatoes, just all make it in a pan, and then you make little wells and put the eggs in. So it's just like all the peppers,
Right, this has
onions,
been a
tomatoes.
great podcast. Ryan, do the plugs.
Just end it now.
The plugs,
Is there
Ryan.
anything else you wanted to cover?
Well, after that great egg story, I think that's a great way to leave it.
Shakshuka eggs, you should have it one time. They're so fucking good.
Yeah, we get it. Plugs. You're the plug man.
Oh, I thought you were on about something else. Yeah, Twins Talk MMA, Twitter, not Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.